everybody, Tails back here with another video, man. And today I'm going to be talking about films that I really adore, man. Films that I would suggest anyone should watch. You can watch it alone, watch it with your girl, watch it with your family. And these are the Roundup series of films, man. The Roundup series started in 2017 with the Outlaws film, and that was released in Korea and didn't really get much of an international release. However, the second one was the Roundup with its star Ma Dong-seok, which was released in 2022. And the reason that I can only assume why that happened is because Ma Dong-seok at that time, he also known as Don Lee in international waters, he was becoming a very big star at that point. He had made many films. He was in Train to Busan, I think the second one. No, it was in the first one. And this guy was just blowing up, man. He was in international films. He was starring left and right. He was busy, man. So this is why I think that the second one took so long to make. Obviously, due to the success of the second film, a third film followed straight away with the Roundup No Way Out in 2023. And 2023, the film got a very lukewarm performance. But because they had really gotten their formula right, they just changed directors and went ahead and made the Roundup Punishment, which was released in this year of 2024. And these films are based on actual Chinese-Korean gang wars taking place in Seoul, Korea, in 2004. And that's the time that these films are based. Each film follows true crime stories of Detective Ma Seok-do, sorry about that, people, played by Ma Dong-seok. You see how that can be confusing. Hunting down vicious criminals, and the character is based on the real-life detective Yoon Seok-ho, who had to use unconventional methods bordering on illegal to be able to do anything in his power to stop these gangs who were really overtaking the area and making it a very they were really taking over the area and making it a very unpleasant place to live in. These films are some of the highest grossing careers in the Korean film history. And not only that, these films it's one of those few film franchises which has consistently stayed critically acclaimed. And it's very hard to do that, man. Some films, they drop off in part 1, or some films drop off in part 2. Part 1 might have been good. Some films drop off at part 3 and they never made again. Some films get to the 4th one and basically the creators are just happy they have pushed one out. But what I can gladly pronounce is that more films are on the way, because a lot of these films are based on true stories that have happened, and I am just glad that we're gonna get more of these films. Now, how I would rank these films, well, obviously, due to the fact that I stumbled upon the first Roundup in 2023, which would just have to be the Roundup film. And sometimes you just get those movies and you remember the date and day, you remember everything that happened that day. And these are just one of those movies, man. This film came out in 2022. I watched it in 2023. I was sick in bed. It was raining. Perfect conditions to be watching a film. I didn't really have any other films to watch. And when I watched that one, it blew my mind. So that would be my first pick. And my second pick would obviously have to be Roundup Punishment, which came out earlier this year. I had seen all the films up to this point, and I was disappointed with the last one. But this one was really a return to form, and dare I say, almost as good as the original. Now the original, not the original as part 2. Now the original film came out in 2017, and that would be the third greatest film in the series. And the levels in the series are so high that it's hard for me to even place these films, man. Like, I could easily have placed, the Roundup Punishment as in first place. I could easily have placed the Outlaws in first place. But because of nostalgia bait, I would place the Roundup, which came out in 2022 and is the titular series name, because it was so good, because it was so far-reaching in its impact, and it's also the third highest grossing Korean film of all time. And yeah, finally the worst of the bunch. But some people might like how the film was made. Clearly they were trying to experiment with a different approach to how they were making these films. What would be the Roundup No Way Out, which came out in 2023, man. So Obviously, I can't wait to see more of these films, and I would really like to say that I think these are some of the best action comedies around, man. Especially the fact that they have sequels, so you can become more invested with them. Because a lot of action comedy films these days, I know we're going through a sequel pandemic, basically, that very few original films are being made. But this is one of those movies that you can never have a problem with doing that, man, because it is so good. And usually that has been the outcry of what has been happening with these films. A lot of these films aren't good, so a lot of people feel that if someone came with an original idea, that would actually have been something better to try, instead of just making a sequel because the first one worked. And yeah, man, all I can say, watch these films, you will not regret it. These are some of the best films around, man, and they are quite timeless because they're set in a different time. They are very good, man. Like, I know that doesn't make sense, but yeah, these films are very good. So I really would suggest that you watch them, man. And yeah, tips out. Peace.